Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you're joining from. Thank you and welcome back to my channel, Knotty Love Movement. It's your host, Knotty, bring you the latest and trending topics, and I vlog my life. Please make sure as you're loading up in the room that you like, comment, and share. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Just wanted to jump on here quickly because I'm not going to have time this evening. Past couple of days have been busy for me. So let's just say, like, I was out of work yesterday. Planned, of course, to handle some of my business. And got back to work and just playing the catch-up game. But I want to get into some topics with my Knotty crew. You know, the Paris 2024 Olympics wrapped up with America leading with medals. But it didn't wrap without incident. There was some drama with Stephan Curry's family and the children. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into Woody testifying in the YSL trial. Like, what is up with the speedy trial in this? It baffles me how long this trial is taking. And it's just like, if you have evidence, present it and let's move on. But he has some things to say on the stand, and I want to get into it. Also, we got some politic updates, and we got some trending topics I want to get into. Some disturbing stories out there of abuse. English. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Payush. I'm doing well, and yourself? Yes, please make sure you're hitting that like button. Share. These are the free ways to support the channel. And absolutely, donations are appreciated. Please make sure you follow me on all my different social media platforms. Hi, Ace of Spades. Thank you for joining. I'm located everywhere on Instagram. I'm mainly active on Instagram. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. You name it, we on it. Threads, we on it. Just follow. All right. Hey, Wyatt. Thank you for joining. Work has been strenuous. Hey, Magic. Yes, you too. Sending peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you so much, Sammy. Thank you. Love you all, okay? So up first, let's get into the Paris Olympics. Stephan Curry's family, they went through some stuff. Like, Paris got issues, all right? Let's just say they not the friendliest bunch or whatever. But let's hear what went down because his mom and his wife got into it with Paris police. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your babies. Stop saying my name. How about help us? How about that? We're going here. No, now. It's right there where all those people are on that side. We were over there. Look. They won't let us go back over there where we came from. They won't let the driver come here, and they won't let us go back over there. And then they told us we couldn't go back over there to come here and go here and there. Now they're stopping us. Well, I was.
very sorry for what happened. We apologize. If there's anything you do to make it better, then we will.
Let us get to our car.
That's
it.
That car is on the other side of the street. I think there's anybody crossing. They're on that side.
Yes. And I was trying to walk.
So even after him hitting the baby in the head, there's still nothing y'all can really get about here?
I'm not touching you. I'm just saying, just put it down. That's invasion of privacy, bro.
Can you move, please? No.
Can you stop recording?
So apparently somebody hit the baby in the head, and the baby's like months old. Please hit the like. Please hit the like button. We got 20 people watching. Please hit the like button. All these things help us get into the algorithm. So that's just terrible. Like, why are they being so aggressive? I mean, it's been some fishy things. You know, Sha'Carri Richardson and I forget the other Jamaican runner. They had issues with entry at one point in time because they decided to change the rules at the last minute. And the thing is, if y'all can't handle the crowd that's going to come with the Olympics, y'all need a better security system. Y'all need better protocol, okay? But I think the baby's like 3 months should not be violated and manhandled. It's disgusting. All right. So of course Stephan Curry had a response. Yeah, they were horrible this year. He posted with one of his kids, Love. Okay, they have a beautiful family. They have a beautiful family. Okay, this is him with his boys after he won gold. Yeah, the GOAT. All right, and of course on the tail end of this, the Paris Olympics are over. Let's recap the closing ceremony. Shout out to the Shade Room for capturing this. And I say thank God it's over. Let me tell you, Snoop Dogg got probably paid a good penny. But America leads with all the medals. Okay, once again, we prove we are number one. All right, the Breakfast Club also reported on a Stephan Curry situation. Here we go. What's their issue?
And Sonia Curry, who's Steph Curry's mom, were out in Paris, and from what you can tell from the video, they were trying to get back to like their car from wherever they were coming from, and they had a run-in with police, and Draymond Green actually was involved too. So let's listen to the clip.
Don't touch your baby. Come on, stop saying my name. How about help us? They won't let the driver come here, and they won't let us go back over there.
We apologize. If there's anything you do to make it. So even after him hitting the baby in the head, there's still nothing y'all can really get about here?
Where were they at? And who was asking for help?
So I don't know exactly where they were, but they were on the streets of Paris. And maybe they were leaving like an event from the Olympics or something and trying to get to their trucks, like their cars. They have a translator guy with them. In the beginning, Draymond Green is not even in the video, so he's not with them. And you hear that Sonya Curry, Steph Curry's mom, like, because paparazzi is out there, like, Sonya, Aisha, and they're calling them because they're trying to get video shots of them. And she's like, stop calling our name, come help us, because the police are basically stopping them every time they try and get to the car. And
why though? They just hating because the USA beat France in the finals?
I mean, people in the comments were saying that, but okay. I think from what I witnessed in the video, it was giving that I guess police officers and officials had blocked off certain streets, so they weren't letting people walk to where they were trying to go. But she's like, our car is there. We came from there. So the translator is trying to calm it down. He's like, they apologize. But in the opening of the video, you hear Steph Curry's mom say, you don't touch a baby. You don't touch a baby. When she's talking to a certain police officer.
Where the hell was Steph through all of this?
I'm not sure. And then eventually Draymond Green comes up and you hear Draymond Green in the video say, so wait, because Aisha tells him what happens. And when you listen to Aisha, she says, they pushed me and then they didn't know that I had the baby because the baby is strapped to the front of Aisha.
So Draymond was ready to punch somebody right then and there, I'm sure.
He was, I mean, listen.
He had to remember he's in another country.
He was given the energy that should have been gave. And people give him so much, like, you know what I mean? They be mad at Draymond for a lot. But he was like, yo, y'all hit this baby in the head and y'all can't even take them to their car. She's literally telling you where the car is at. So this video, as you can imagine, has been blowing up all over social because people always talk about how they feel like, you know, people over there in Paris are rude. And they're turning into like a racist thing. It's like a lot of commentary online around this. So,
okay.
But Aisha was visibly crying. She was upset. It progressed as the video went on, but she was upset.
All right, so I mean, it's just ridiculous how they chose to treat her, and I would be upset. Also, Jordan Chiles, she was stripped of her Olympic bronze medal after ruling. So they sent out a statement. They said, we are devastated by the court of arbitration for sport ruling regarding women's floor exercise. The inquiry into the difficulty vow of Jordan Chiles for floor exercise routine was filed in good faith, and we believe in accordance with FIG rules to ensure accurate scoring. Throughout the appeal process, Jordan has been subject to consistent, utterly baseless and extremely hurtful attacks on social media. The athlete should be subject to such treatment. We condemn the attacks. Those who engage in the support or instigate them. We commend Jordan for conducting herself with integrity both on and off the competition floor. So she took to Twitter. She said she was taking a break from social media. Team USA gymnast Jordan Chiles is set to be stripped of bronze medal she won on August 5th during the floor all-around competition in Paris Olympics. This comes after a court of arbitration for sports ruling Saturdays. The court ruled that the scoring inquiry resulted in Chiles finding a spot on the podium was submitted 4 seconds beyond the 1 minute deadline and should not have been accepted. As a result, Chiles will have to hand back her medal. The International Gymnastics Federation restored Romanian gymnast Anna Barbosu. This is just crazy, but this is Jordan Styles. And I'm sure it's embarrassing, but why harass her? Why harass her? There's so much going on, but I'm glad it's over.
Assuming the internet's correct about...
That's Lotto talking about her relationship that's non-existent. We don't care. We don't care. Let's get into Shanice, Evelyn Lozada's daughter, or Evelyn Lozada, being pregnant by the game's first or ex-fiance, which her and Evelyn were friends. This is messy. This is messy. I mean, it's nasty. It's nasty work. Y'all let me know if y'all agree. Like, it's not good. That situation, he won't even claim her. He claimed the baby, but he won't claim her. And that just tells me that JCon, aka The Game, has not grown up. And mind you, his first child's mother pressed charges on him for laying hands on her. But she was a beautiful woman. She was older than him. She was a teacher. And I think once, you know, he laid the hands on her, it was a wrap. But The Game is out here desperate, you know. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. The Game appeared in court finally after he missed all the court dates when it came to that lawsuit, the SA lawsuit. Now he wants to show up because he's about to lose everything. So The Game appeared in court this fall to reportedly try and keep his home amid the $7 million judgment he owes Priscilla Rainey. Ciao. So The Game is set to appear in court in an effort to save his home as he still owes Priscilla Rainey $7 million after she won her battery lawsuit against him. According to court documents obtained by All Hip Hop, U.S. District Judge Mark C. Scarsey signed an order that requires The Game to go to court in Los Angeles on October 7th. He'll have to explain why he should be able to keep his home in Calabasas. So, I mean, I just really don't think it's a good look for Evelyn's daughter, Shanice, to be getting pregnant by this man with all this going on. It's kind of like how Carisha did on that fake podcast interview. Hey, Great T. You know, now all of a sudden she gained all this greatness from Diddy and he never treated her like this. But you was his biggest cheerleader online when you went after Gina Hung, talking about she a eater. You had no remorse for Cassie and her situation, and you just kind of flubbed over it. I feel like Shanice is operating with these same motives. Like, everything is written on the wall that this guy is bad news, and you go get pregnant to become a baby mama. It's sad. And you know what? You can't even put it all the way on Evelyn because Shanice is grown. But she learned from her mama. Hey, Great T. How you doing, sweets? Love you, long time. You've been doing your thing over there. I've been following. Yeah, baby mama culture is real, and it's sad that women do not value themselves enough to at least become a wife before you reproduce. But how many red flags do you need? And I'm not saying taking any way away, like, from what it appears, he's a decent father, but we don't know. We just know what he show us. I get it, Great T. And it be hard. You see, I missed yesterday because life just be lifing, okay? Life just be lifing. So I think it's weird that she is pregnant by Evelyn's best friend's baby father. Anybody else think it's weird? Dudes are weird too. Yes. And it's just like, wear a condom. I ain't here to judge. Screw who you want to screw, but wear a condom. You don't know people genetic makeup and stuff like that. You never know. That baby could come out with ailments and things that run through the other, and you don't know nothing about them besides screwing. You don't know nothing about them. So, I don't know. I wish her luck, but welcome to single motherhood, okay, Shanice? You about to get a good taste of what it's like. And I hope modeling for you pays well, because you're gonna need it, because the game is about to be broke. I.e., October 7th, court date. I'll be following this. But I think it's weird. I think it's weird that she's pregnant by Evelyn's friend's kid's father. Oh, shall we get into the YSL trial? Or should we continue with the double standards that go on in this country? Like Soulja Boy speaking on Blueface and trolling Blueface, even though he got some stuff against him too. He got lawsuits and stuff for abusing women and things like that. And I just think he the last person that needs to be talking. Seriously, like, ugh, it's disgusting. I'll get into that. All right, USA want... Who is texting me? I gotta figure that out. Yo, so USA was neck and neck with China. We all got 40 gold medals. But total, we got 126 medals. So shout out to Team USA. All right. Where's Soulja Boy? Here we go.
In jail for 4 years. They said they ran a train on that. Your ass belong in jail, Terry. Baby mama, she looks just like you. Now she in jail for 8 years. Your ass got 4 years. I told y'all when we was on the live, stop banging and acting like you from a hood.
At the end of the day, Soulja Boy, you are the pot calling the kettle black, and you will be in there too soon, sir. You keep it up with your antics. You keep it up with your antics. So next, I want to get into this sad story, Knotty Crew. It's trending. It's about a 14-year-old girl that ended up pregnant. And the first thing when I saw, I was like, who did it? Who did it? Who introduced this girl to sex? Well, her father trying to put her out. And I don't agree with that. I feel like he need to get her some help. Something going on there. So let's listen to this and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Me, you pregnant again, bro. I'm not doing this shit again, bro. You just graduated 8th grade. Come on, man. Get your shit together, bro. I'm finna see you with your mom. I'm not dealing with this shit, bro. You gotta get out of my house.
I don't care.
You gotta get out of my house, bro.
I'll go with my mom.
You gotta get out of my house, bro.
I'm gonna go with my mom.
The first time you got pregnant, I was cool with that. I don't really trip. I'm like, no, I'm fucking make mistakes. But you pregnant again? You better have doing this shit on purpose, bro.
I'm not
doing this shit on purpose, bro.
I'm not doing it on
purpose.
purpose.
For all this shit, bro.
I'm not
Get your
doing
own
it
shit
on purpose.
first. Get your own shit first.
What you mean get my
Get your own shit first. Then you can think about having all these kids. But
I'm
right
only
now,
in 8th
you're
grade.
doing too much, bro.
I'm only in 8th grade. How am I gonna get my own shit?
You better tweaking, bro.
How am I gonna get my own shit?
Answer the phone for your mama.
No.
Answer the phone for your mom. She steady. Man, you got to get up out of here, bro. I'm not raising those. Bro, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not, bro. I'm not, bro.
I'm gonna
tired of this
leave.
shit, bro.
I'm gonna
leave right
leave.
now, bro.
No.
Finish putting all this shit in the bag and get the fuck out right now, bro.
No. I'm gonna leave when I'm ready to leave.
I ain't doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. Your mama on her way, bro. I don't know where you going, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
She don't even want me to live with her either.
Bro,
So why you?
that's on you and your mama, but I know what I'm doing. I'm not doing this.
So you're not gonna take care of your grandson?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, yeah, I got him. But you went and had another baby, so you doing this shit on purpose.
So what about the next baby?
You doing this shit on purpose,
take care of that
man.
baby either.
Don't worry about all that. Worry about this right now. Thank you, so where to go. Get all them toys and shit out of my house. Thank you. Get all them toys and shit out of my house. All them toys and shit out of my house.
I'm not
So both of y'all
fighting
get the
with
fuck
this
out.
all day.
That's sad. Not only this is her second pregnancy, and if you hear how she's talking, she planned on having more. And I'm just like, her parents failed her. Her parents failed her. That's the first part, Knotty Crew. And why is this girl so hypersexual at a young age? And I'm just wondering, like, what is going on that this child is hypersexual? So part 2 came out. Let's get into it. Please thumbs up the video. Share, share, share. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
Hurry up, bro. I'm the reason. I ain't got nothing to do with you.
You didn't stop bringing Uncle Tony around. I told you to stop bringing him around.
Stop bringing my brother up to my Uncle Tony, bro.
I told you to stop bringing him around.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say? Man, hurry up. I'm gonna call your mom.
He's
Hurry
the
up
one
and
who
wrap
talks.
this shit up.
He's the one who talks.
Hurry up and wrap this shit up so you can go.
How do you think I know what sex is? Uncle Tony taught me what sex was.
So you can go. I'm not doing this no more, bro.
Uncle Tony taught me what sex was.
Go with your mama, bro.
I can't go with my mom. You know she doesn't want me with her.
That's on you and her, bro. But I can't do this no more. So what you gonna do, bro?
I don't want to be here. She wants to fight me over her boyfriend. I don't even no, I'm not going.
Bro, you don't have to go to a shelter then, bro. Put all these clothes in the bag, bro, and get the step, bro, before I start dragging this shit out, bro. Before I start dragging this shit out, bro. Come on. You got to go. You're not lying, bro. You got to go. You got to go. Fuck out. Bye. I'm not doing it no more. Bye. Bro, I'm not doing this shit again, bro.
He dragging her stuff out. But what about what she said about Uncle Tony? We just going to skate over that. And then she like, I can't go with my mama because she want to fight me over her boyfriend. That is all very troubling. I feel so bad for this young lady. And for him posting this, both parents need to be reported. I'm sorry. Like, it's just disgusting to me. And this girl doesn't have a chance. But notice she said, I kept telling you to let Uncle Tony come around. He the one that taught me about sex, which means he's been violating her. That's what I took it as. Y'all let me know. It's a sick world we live in. And it sounds like both parents are very selfish and all they care about is what they want. And this little girl is crying out for help. Crying out for help. And rather than when she got pregnant the first time, they should have got her some therapy or something to figure out what was going on. And she out here saying that Uncle Tony is the one that taught me about sex. Why do you ignore that? Uncle Tony would have been in the early grade. I'm just saying. They're not protecting their child. And that's just the bottom line. Here's another horrific story that came out. A woman exposes her child's father, who is a restaurant owner, for abusing their child. Terrible. Shout out to It's On Site. So, a woman blasts her child's father and co-owner of Houston restaurant for allegedly abusing their daughter and claims police won't do anything. All right, thank you. So, she puts out a tweet. Look at the baby. Oh, my God. She said, y'all trying to shut me up. But it's not going to work. Justice for Egypt. I'm not even on Instagram. An Instagram type of person. But just felt like since the police isn't doing much as they should with the case, I should spread awareness to everyone on social media. Also because he has not yet to be picked up. Even with a lot of people in my DMs and comments trying to bash me. I'm still strong enough to make this post so that everyone can be aware of the man they spend their hard-earned money with. Think it's such a good man. Child. So then she exposes the text messages. Hey, Danny. Poor baby. So he texts, I know it looks bad. I promise you she fell off the bed. She responds, you or anyone else will be able to see my child. That ain't no fall off the bed. They saying the same thing. You being difficult for no reason. We have nothing but love for her. He said nobody hit her. So why you ain't take her to the ER or call? Because you was texting me while your mama ain't called the ER. You got part in it and your son I'm pressing charges. The ER and the law is saying the same thing. A real MF father would have called the mama and took her to the ER. I hope your ass go under the jail. My mama was scared. It wasn't that bad at first, but handle your business. Do whatever you feel is best. God knows the truth. So he works for a Trap Culinary Kitchen, or he's co-owner. Good evening. Trap Culinary Kitchen would like to acknowledge all the messages and concerns about the horrific allegations being brought to surface involving one of our co-owners. We would like to make it known that we do not condone or support any domestic or abusive behavior towards children, women, or anyone in this matter. We have opened a full investigation on the serious matter, and the alleged person will not be involved with Tap Culinary Kitchen until legal determination is thoroughly sought out. Again, we are sincerely apologetic to the family and our customers, and will continue to do our best by the community. So it looks like they cut ties until an investigation takes place, and I just hope they get to the bottom of things. Sick world we live in, Naughty Crew. Sick world, and we need to protect the children. And then that last story rocked my world. Like, what kind of parents do she have? They don't care. They don't care. All right, let's get into the YSL trial. Now, Woody decided to show up to court and testify. Remember, last we checked on him, the judge asked him, like, will you be coming in to testify and will you cooperate? And he said, when I get up, I'll see how I feel. Now, Woody has made a whole spectacle of the YSL case. You know, he's infamous for telling prosecutors that they stank and that his lawyer is fired. She fired. Okay? And quite frankly, I'm just like, why is this case still going on? Like, where is the evidence? If the prosecution had a good case, I would have thought we would have been able to move along. And I looked at the trial today myself, and I'm like, So this is Woody. He shares photos and videos he took with the court reporter in the Young Thug RICO case. This shows he is not taking this serious at all. He showed up in a suit today. Okay, but that's him with the court reporter.
You were able to tell Detective Gaither that Nut and Thug was cool?
Because they're questioning me, and I'm trying to get them off of me, and she asked me questions about Nut and Thug, I guess, and I'm telling her whatever she asked me. Let's say she asked me a question about the sky. I'm gonna say, yeah, I seen the sky. It's blue. Whatever she asked me, I'm gonna agree to that. I'm gonna say whatever she asked me. If she asked me about this reporter right here, I'm gonna say, yep, she's sitting outside me with white tennis shoes on. I'm gonna say something, just because I want her to believe I'm telling her the truth. That I want her to get me out of jail.
Well, she has on white tennis shoes, don't she?
Don't you got on white tennis shoes? She got on Chucks.
Right, and they white, right?
What color your shoes is?
He is just playing.
She got on Chucks.
So you telling the truth?
What color your shoes is? She said they white.
Right, so you're telling the truth. You were able to tell Detective Gaither that Nut.
Okay, so he has developed a rapport with the court reporter, apparently, and that's why he is out here acting a whole fool. Well, he decided to testify today, Naughty Crew. Let's hear what he has to say. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talks.
The 15 interview that you told Detective Thorpe that at Club Pusha on that Monday before Donovan Thomas was killed, that Kel punched you in the back of your head.
I don't recall what I told.
So he don't recall nothing. Let me see. I got more finished. Here we go.
You tell Detective Thorpe that when you met with Kel at the Cascade skating ring, he asked you to call Thug.
Okay, so this what happened.
Okay.
The police kept locking me up for whatever they could. Every time I came out the door, the police was on me. And they keep bringing up Thug name. So what I did was, to get them off of me, I said, Thug did this, Thug did that, Thug did, because I knew they would never, I knew he didn't do it. And in my mind, I knew that the police would never go mess with him. So it was easy for me to try to throw the blame off on him to get them off of me. And that's what I was doing from all these years. I don't remember what I don't told them in the past. But my whole motive was, Thug did it because I knew he didn't do it, and they couldn't lock him up. And they keep talking about Thug. So guess what I'm gonna tell them? Yeah. What else you want me to tell them? Yeah, he killed this person. Yeah, he did that. That's what I'm gonna do. And that's right now.
Did you tell Detective Thor?
If I walk out this thing and they say, the police stop me now. Hey man, give me something about Thug. About to make something up about him again.
On January 11, 2015, when you went to speak to the police, when they called you, did they ask you about Thug, or did they ask you about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did you go down to the police department on your own to tell them that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
Did I go on my own?
Did you walk into the police department by yourself to tell them on the morning of January 11th? So you don't recall going to the police, or you don't recall why?
I don't recall none of that. I just know that every time the police was after me trying to get me, they kept bringing his name up. And I knew that they had me what I had, so I was like, yeah, whatever y'all want me to say, I was it. That's what I told Gaither and Dennis, and that's what, if I walk out this thing and they say, the police stop me now. Hey man, give me something about Thug. About to make something up about him again.
On January 11, 2015, when you went to speak to the police, when they called you, did they ask you about
coming after me because they felt like, okay, they can make a case out of him or whatever they trying to do. So they knew that, okay, we gonna get Woody today. He gonna have something to say about Thug, and it's wrong. And y'all are wrong because y'all know that I'm fully, and y'all keep trying to drag me in here to bring up Woody. I know I don't say it. Why is y'all doing that? Leave me alone. Because y'all gonna charge me for what I did. I don't did the time for the crimes y'all caught me for.
Would you mind your language while we're sitting here in court?
I'm trying to. Y'all need to give me a break because my blood pressure is real high. I keep telling y'all, leave me alone. They're coming after me because they felt like, okay, they can make a case out of him or whatever they trying to do. So they knew that, okay, we gonna get Woody today. He gonna have something to say about Thug, and it's wrong. And y'all are wrong because y'all know that I'm fully.
Y'all hear?
Y'all keep trying to drag me in here to bring up Woody. I know I don't say it.
Okay. And the quicker we get through this, the quicker we can leave you alone. Do you understand?
Okay, I don't recall.
Okay. Going back to January 11th, 2015.
I don't recall.
Can I finish the
Wait
question?
and listen to the question first.
When you went to the Atlanta Police Department, Detective Thorpe didn't ask you about Thug. You brought up Thug. Do you recall that?
I did.
You did. Okay. So let's continue. Okay. And the quicker we get through this, the quicker we can leave you alone. Do you understand?
Okay, I don't recall.
Okay. Going back to January 11th, 2015.
I don't recall.
Can I finish the
Wait
question?
and listen to the question.
Okay. So, in his own words, he said, y'all kept harassing me and pressuring me and trying to make this about Thug. So, eventually, y'all started getting on my nerves. So, I just started telling y'all what y'all wanted to hear. That is not evidence. Now, Knotty Crew, I was listening to the case. The prosecution is all over the place, okay? And I'm like, where's the evidence? If you got all this evidence, why can't we move forward with the case? All right, I was listening to it earlier and I was like, this is all, this is all.
Welcome to Ollie's Gummy Games, where Ollie
Let me try to get it to the end.
on your terms. Over to the...
Listen to them. This is after they dismissed Mr. Woods. And so the judge is trying to move the case along.
So I think that maybe going to have to be a slide by slide thing that,
Let me back
and
up.
I don't know.
I don't think they have nothing.
All right, Mr. Kaplan, during the break, I was able to speak with Mr. Engelberger, and he is happy to represent you. I've got his name and his phone number written down on this sheet of paper, which I'm going to provide to you, and you can call and speak with him this afternoon. And he is available beginning at 8:45 in the morning. So what we'll do is plan to pick up there tomorrow with you and with him available for you. And in the meantime, between now and then, you go ahead and give him a call and y'all can talk about whatever you need to talk with him about, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll see you at 8:45 tomorrow.
You need enough time to talk with him?
Yeah, you can talk with him for the next...
Oh, it's not today?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, he's available today. He'll be waiting for your call.
I'm not going to have any problem with him, is it?
I mean, I don't know why you should.
Okay.
All right. See you in the morning.
So Woody needs representation. That's what the judge just did. She gave him a number to an attorney and things like that. But Woody already said in the forum, like, am I going to have any problems with him? I'm sure you will, Mr. Woody. So they dismissed him for the day so that he can consult with counsel.
Okay, you too. All right, let's get the jury in, and I'll excuse them for the day until 9 tomorrow.
Let me fast forward it a little.
Judge Glanville, and that was a lot of our hearings. I don't know if you watch it, but there was a lot of hectic things. But Judge Glanville excluded it, and the state specifically said they're not going to use it. And to me, I just don't see the admissibility under 401, 2, 3, because slide 1. It's titled YSL.
They are talking about the slide evidence that the prosecution is trying to submit to the trial, and they're trying to sift through, right? This is part of the evidence that the judge is trying to work through to move the case along.
Versus Inglewood Family Bloods. That is not the name of this case. I don't know why that would go up in front of the jury.
Yeah, I think there are like 80 something or more slides, and I'm not necessarily asking you to go through the details of each slide, just if you can summarize right now.
Okay.
And it may be that we have to get into the slide by slide position, but
it's basically a closing argument. That's really the summary as I would give it. It is something that the state would, over objection, use in their closing argument. And if the court allowed it, maybe that's okay. But for evidence coming in through a supposed gang expert, who I'll be objecting to in addition, he already testified as an expert, and he's a third supposed expert to testify. But there are things. Mr. Williams' home was illegally searched on the July 15, 2015 date. They have slides in there referencing that. They have slides on information that has not come into this trial on supposed investigation and corroboration by law enforcement. I've never seen the corroboration. It's just like a trial by a theory, and that's throughout. And I'm objecting to the entirety of it. And I don't know why any witness, expert or layperson, would be allowed to use this type of demonstrative device to say, let me explain to you the guilt of these people, when specifically Even an expert cannot talk about the mens rea or the intention of a party. That's always within the breast of the jury. And this has multiple people, not just Mr. Williams, joining and committing crimes and saying what their intent was by their association. So I hope I've given you a summary, but if we want to go slide by slide, and a lot of information in those slides are not coming into this trial. The state has not called many witnesses that they said they were going to call, like Mr. Lamar, who's a performer known as Rich Homie Quan, Mr. Carter, a performer known as Lil Wayne, Mr. Williams, a producer, performer known as Birdman. They have this information in that slide, and it's just a confrontation clause violation.
All right.
Good argument, if you ask me. Young Thug lawyer, the truth.
Presentation is meant as an aid for the jury to assist them or allow them to see how it is that Detective Dennis reached the conclusions that we expect will testify about in this case. There are instances where he references hearsay, what would be considered hearsay, but which he is allowed to use to form an opinion and to present an opinion. The slides that Mr. Steele references that have to do with matters that have been excluded from this trial, of course we can see that those would come out and that we would not be attempting to introduce slides that show the inside of Defendant Williams' home as a result of the 2015 search of his home. But there is to exclude the demonstrative that we would be seeking to use through our expert. I don't hear a reason or any basis in law for the all-out exclusion of information that we believe would be useful to the jury and that Detective Dennis relied on in coming to the conclusion that he did. Much of what is in the PowerPoint does summarize investigations that he conducted. It references persons that he interacted with. It references acts that occurred, investigations that occurred, and again, people that were either self-identifying one way or the other, or that referenced another person as identifying a different way. So we would ask that the court, based on what Mr. Steele has presented, just the fact that he doesn't think that it's admissible or it's a closing argument, that the court deny his motion that he not be allowed at all to use the power.
All right. In fairness to Mr. Steele, he's ready to go slide by slide, and I asked him to summarize. So it's not that I asked him to summarize the argument. That's not all he would have to say. But this appears to me to have maybe originally been some sort of a law enforcement briefing. Is that what this was?
In terms of the investigation, of course, started out sort of as them talking and law enforcement, various agencies talking amongst one another and briefing themselves. But in the end, this PowerPoint was something that was used by Detective Dennis in discussing the investigation with the district attorney's office, and that we believe as well would be useful in allowing the jury to digest pieces of information that he would be presenting through his testimony.
So tell me which slides you think you are absolutely concede are not going to be used. I mean, I'm just looking at one right now. It's, I think, slide number 36. It's got a lot of pictures, and it says, a rap dispute between Lil Wayne and Birdman spilled over into Atlanta once rapper and YSL 30 Deep leader Young Thug got involved. I mean, how is that not totally conclusory and something that maybe this jury is supposed to be deciding? And that's just, you know, the one I happen to be scrolling onto right now.
Your Honor, the information that,
So here's what I'm saying. All this time they had to prepare a case, they're still like kind of cherry picking over evidence. I find it weird. And let me know if y'all can hear, but this is the prosecution speaking. And even the judge is questioning, like, because if you present that slide like that, isn't that kind of tainting the jury a little bit? Like, to me, it sounds like a gossip blog. And blogs lie all the time. We know this. Yeah, like, where's y'all evidence?
is in the letters, in the words rather, that are on the slide, you can see removing that as conclusory, but Detective Dennis has shared, and I believe would share information, regarding what law enforcement learned throughout this investigation related to not just a little bit questioning, but how that related to YSL, the members of YSL, and what, the artist that goes by the name of Birdman, what they learned.
So you're saying all the words would be removed?
This slide right here, I'm not saying all the words, Judge, I want to be really clear, I'm not speaking about all the words. I don't think that it's necessary for all the words to be but when the court asked me to tell or identify the ones that I conceived would be, should be removed, I can, if the court permits me the time to go through it and look at those and pull those out, I can do that. But what we had was a whole objection to the entirety of the PowerPoint and an assertion that it was inadmissible overall.
Well, I mean, you're I think at this point making the argument that you think it would be a demonstrative aid to, is this Dennis who's going to be testifying to this? And
we can sort of.
So let's look at like slide number 22. We've got people pictured up here who, some but not all of them were charged. I have no idea whether they were convicted. We got lots of shots of, weaponry. There just looks like there's a whole lot that's not going to be appropriate or admissible.
So what we're looking at, the slide that I have.
Can you pull that mic over towards you? I think some of the people are having a hard time hearing.
So the slide that I'm looking at as number 22, I think is different than the one that the court is looking at as 22. So I'm not certain why. I'm looking at one that has Miss Entrevia Smith, Kelvin Watson, Antonio Sledge on it. So it's different than the one that the court is looking at. I would ask that the court, if we're going to.
It's just kind of an example. So I think that maybe if this is going to have to be a slide by slide thing, that y'all get on the same page as to what PowerPoint you are even intending to use, and then you take out all of the ones that you concede and acknowledge are not admissible or would be overly prejudicial under the 403 standard.
That's what it is. Presidential.
Take out all the words that you think that is not appropriate, and then get that back to me, and I can look at it slide by slide. But
I think I would ask for permission to do exactly that, Judge, as opposed to, because yes, I can do that, and I would ask for permission to do that.
Okay, I'm going to need that done by Friday.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we can't do that today. We'll be doing that next week. All right, on the motion to suppress recently filed as to Mr. Ryan's statement from 2019, It looks to me, now that it's been further particularized, that there's an argument that he was not Mirandized. I don't know. I haven't seen the statement yet. I don't know if the state's position is he wasn't in custody at the time and therefore Miranda rights weren't required. I'm going to need an answer to that. I also need the statement from one side or the other so that I can have the benefit of actually being able to see the statement. Okay, so y'all get that to me as soon as you can. That ought to be an easy click something and send the email. And is the state, do you, I mean, I assume y'all are familiar with the statement they're talking about. And it was not used in his 2021 trial, but I think, Ms. Love, you've represented that you might want to use it in this trial. Is that right? Okay. Do you know whether y'all's position is that he wasn't in custody, or do you know what you're going to be arguing on that?
Just 1 second, Your Honor.
They all over the place.
Going, back and forth, and I'm having trouble getting onto our server. That's what I'm trying to do right now. You know, was it a full, like Miranda, was it, you know, like, was he fully apprised of his Miranda rights?
Okay, well, I mean, I guess we'll take that up next week.
So as you can see, the judge is trying to move the case along, and every place she goes, it's a roadblock. And it's just like, I feel like the prosecution had plenty of time to like get this stuff in order. It's crazy.
And I don't know, Ms. C. Williams, was I misunderstanding what you said in your motion? I thought you said that he was not given any Miranda rights at all. Or warnings, not rights, but warnings.
Is this on? Okay. He wasn't given his full Miranda warnings at all.
Okay, but that's not exactly what you said in your motion.
And then also they have a procedure they're supposed to follow, and Detective Hogan did not follow those procedures.
Okay, that's also not in your motion.
Would you like me to redo my motion?
You don't have to redo your motion as long as I know what it is actually arguing. But, I mean, you ought to try to get it right to begin with.
So we're going to be on the calendar for next week, Your Honor?
Yeah, but I told y'all that yesterday. That's not a surprise.
On Monday?
I don't know when we'll get to it. We're going to be working all week next week. Be prepared to deal with it on Monday.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's that. We'll deal with that on Monday. I have the statement now, so, and I understand what your argument is.
This is exhausting.
And if there's anything about a procedure that you mentioned that they didn't follow a procedural that they were supposed to follow, if you've got law that it's legally required, then please have that at the ready. All right. Okay. Do we know yet Which of the co-conspirator statements are asserted to have been late disclosed?
Not the three particular that he mentioned in the motion, Your Honor. I'm still waiting on a response for the exact three statements, but I do know that those statements were provided outside of the November 5th, 2023. State filed a supplemental motion to introduce co-conspirator statements. I think in generally, he's objecting to any of them, any statements that were provided outside of that November 5th date. But speaking to the three that he mentioned in his recently filed motion, I still have not received that information.
All right, so we'll wait on that as well. And there's some, I think, allusion in there to wiretaps. So I don't know if there are statements that were contained within wiretaps. Okay. Well, we'll deal with that, I guess, further as well next week. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, as the Harvey rule is in effect, my stance has been that, and really this has been my stance, and I believe it's other attorneys' stance since way back over a year ago, is the ball has been in the state's court to identify hearsay exceptions that they contend falls under the co-conspirator exception. They did file a motion that was timely that identified three, and we've discussed those three. But at this point in trial, and I know we discussed this last week, my recollection, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, my recollection is that we discussed this last week, and the state was to provide specificity on the statements that they plan to use. So
that's right, and
we still don't.
Has it still not been done?
We provided a host of the statements from the wiretap that we've identified, I think over 200. There's clips, there's small statements, but the point of it is that the statements contained with the wiretaps, within the wiretaps in the jail calls, were statements that defense counsel referenced to the court were things that they were objecting to as we were ongoing, since they were all turned over and everyone had to review all the same batch of evidence. So we turned over a number of statements that were contained within those wiretaps that count. And from our standpoint as co-conspirators, statements, and that may or may not be what Mr. Sharp is referencing now. That is the only thing I can think that he's referencing now, since that's what we most recently turned over for the court's instruction. And we're continuing to go through and make sure that we identify.
Okay, I mean, it ought to be that. I know that's not what you were referencing. You were referencing that there was a universe of three identified and dealt with, and now there's more. But with regard to what's in the wiretaps and jail calls, now that y'all have identified them with particularity, we can deal with them. I do think it sounded like y'all were sort of doing it in a rolling way with regard to some of that. So that's fine. We'll take those up individually. Are there any other potential co-conspirator statements that have not been particularly identified now?
So there may be others in the Instagram phone with the Instagram and the phone notes. And as far as the wiretaps and the jail calls, we had, as I said, provided a number of those, and we were supplementing as we went through and identified any more.
All right, didn't I give you a deadline?
You did.
You provided some by that deadline, but not all?
We listened to and provided, they are correct, there are thousands. Okay. And we have identified, we've gotten through up to a certain point, those wiretap calls. We have identified up to that point, and we were providing, since they had them, we were trying to at least identify as many of all of the ones that they have had since the beginning as we could. And we were continuing to supplement them as we saw them. We indeed went through, we have made the best effort that we can to comply with the court's instructions to identify those calls that we consider co-conspirator statements. We've been doing that with the wiretaps, the phone calls, the jail records, the phone dumps, and the Instagram records as well. So we've been continuing to identify those that fall into the category.
Okay, so you had a deadline, the deadline has passed, and I mean, at some point, a deadline needs to mean something. Why y'all don't already know what evidence you're gonna use is beyond me.
Thank you. And I'll end it there. All this time, that's what I said, all this time they had, and they still don't know what evidence they're going to use. They still have to sift through phone calls. To me, they're trying to create a case. They're trying to build a case. Yo, I like this judge because she's holding everybody accountable. And I think it's unacceptable the fact that they still don't have their evidence in order. Like, either you have a case or you don't. And how long has this trial been going? Yeah. So that's it for the updates on the YSL trial. You know, Mr. Woody has to get some counsel, and prosecution needs to find their case. They need to find the evidence in their case. They need to get it together. And y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this. But I think there's something dirty in the water in Fulton County, honey. Okay, it's smelling a lot of corruption. It's giving like they jumped way too soon on this case for the notoriety and to appease the public, and it's falling apart at this point. And I think Young Thug's lawyer is going to let it all play out and request a mistrial. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But the evidence is not there. All right, shout out to my 90 Day Fiance heads. Shout out to y'all, okay? So I've been following...
Is there anything about...
I've been following the Angela Dean and Michael from Africa situation, right? Never liked how she treated him. To me, she treated him like a slave. Like, she had no respect, no honor towards this man. Even the family trying to warn him and tell him. But her actions have been despicable. She is very abusive in tone. She's an extreme narcissist. And quite frankly, I think she needs to be behind bars. I think she is the biggest scam. Now, she been running around talking about, oh, I am American. I'll say what I want. And Michael is trying to scam her for a green card and stuff like that. She been tarnishing this man's name. She had him on a financial chokehold, wouldn't allow him to work. She was getting all the money from the show, getting plastic surgery, cheating on Michael, flirting with whoever she want, doctors, whatever. Pulling out her boobies on national TV. You supposed to be a married woman. And I'm disgusted with TLC for allowing this to continue. This is a classic example of a man being abused by a woman. Well, he stuck it to her last night, and I'm finally glad Michael got the last word. There was reports that he had run away, and Angela immediately started on her tirades, and she went on another YouTuber channel, John Yates, who's disgusting or whatever. He's a filthy, disgusting human being. Or whatever, and tried to tarnish Michael's name. But Michael had contacted authorities and said, I had to get out of there. She was abusing me, and I don't want to get in any trouble. That's why I left. Or whatever. And I was like, good for Michael. Good for Michael. Well, she has been obsessed with him. All right? So he popped her cherry, burst her bubble last night on the tell-all, and hired him a private investigator to clear his name. And she was not happy. Let's hear some of it.
Skyla, you've met me. We talked, all right? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of digging. That's pretty much his life.
Listen, don't fold,
Don't break, don't bend, and don't let up. Your blessings are coming. God sees you. Keep putting in that work.
This is Michael's stories.
And it all makes sense in the end.
So Michael posted, God got me. He has a GoFundMe. So the private investor busted that Michael is not a scammer. And he is not cheated. And Angela got all up in arms and stormed off. I like Your Wet Socks, the way he breaks down his commentary. He called her what did he call her? Dirty Bird. And that's exactly what she is. She been trying to get on reality TV. She used Michael to get on because she's been on Maury with her pedo daughter. She's been on all type of talk shows. She's obsessed with fame about Michael. When people show you who they are, believe them. So that's an update on 90 Day Fiance. I'm happy for Michael that he got away from the Dirty Bird. She's disgusting. Kamala Harris, a word from North. They said if you want black voters in North, this is what you got to do. This is my homeboy. Shout out to him. Shout out to Thoroughbred the Ruler. Okay? Follow him, follow him, follow him. Here we go.
Hey, Carmela. Hey, Carmela. I got the perfect way for you to get the black, Hispanic, and white trash votes in New Jersey. Right now in New Jersey, we got something called the NERA Act. That's a No Early Release Act, also known as the 85%, which is double jeopardy. Right now, it's guys that's incarcerated right now that's doing 85% of their time. Right, 85% of their time, and they coming home with an additional 3 to 5 years on supervision that don't have nothing to do with the time they already served. Now, if this act was correct, the only room for parole is the 15% left on that 85%. But instead, they're giving us additional years, and if we violate that day, we...
So he's saying if she can get that overturned, she can guarantee votes. But the key is, let's just say in perfect scenario that she gets that overturned, a lot of the times the criminals cannot, well, maybe their families could vote, but they cannot vote. Shout out to him though. Look, I appreciate his efforts. I do. All right, so to all you nail ladies out there, there's new warnings. Shout out to the spiritual world. UV nail gel dryers used during manicures could increase the risk of skin cancer. Doctors at Beaumont Hospital in Dublin warned. I was at the nail salon yesterday because I was finally able to get my feet done. And I never liked that gel stuff. I don't like anything that covers my natural nail. Well, now you have it that reports are coming out that it could cause skin cancer. So doctors at Beaumont Hospital in Dublin have issued a warning about the potential risk of skin cancer associated with the use of UV lamps during manicures. According to experts, individuals who have undergone transplants or have weakening immune systems are particularly vulnerable to this risk. So warning out there. Is it worth it? I never believed in that stuff. I'll paint my nails myself before I let somebody put a light on me. And yeah, it's convenient. You come out dry. But with great reward becomes great risk. Look at Jaden. Will Smith's son. Who you hugged up with, Jaden? Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Who that chickie? I thought you were in the boys. I thought you was in the boys. To each his own. I ain't judging. All right, update with the Sonia Massey case. Former deputy who blickied her, denied jail release to treat his colon cancer, as he should, because he denied her life, period. Ain't karma something else, Knotty Crew? Ooh. And last but not least, Barack Obama. He drops his annual summer playlist. And on there, he listed Glorilla, Saweetie, Megan Thee Stallion, and Tim's, who I love Tim's. He said, with summer winding down, I wanted to share some songs that I've been listening to lately, and it wouldn't be my playlist if I didn't include an electric mix. I hope you find something new to listen to. So, it's blurry. He's got Her Process on there. Let me see if it's a closer. Here it goes. Come Away With Me, Nora Jones, The People by Common, Don't Cry Baby by Etta James, Bad Boy by Chris Jetty, Gabby Music, and don't know. Yayo, Rima, Old Dutch, Symptom of Life by Willow, Whiskey by Moneybag Yo. Who would have thought? Stargazing by Miles Smith, Wanna Be by Glorilla and Meg Thee Stallion, Jump by Tyler Gunner and Skillabinch, Perro Negro by Bad Bunny. Yeah, he's got a dope list. He got a mix of old school with new school. So I love it. I love it. I love that he does this. I'll share it to my stories so you guys can see the full list. But I appreciate you all. It's time for me to log out of the plantation. I will be back tomorrow morning if I could get up. Oh, happy birthday to my nut bread. How can I forget? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. See you soon. We're going to turn up just a little bit because we both got to work tomorrow. But I just want to send out happy birthday wishes. Please like, comment, and share. I'll be back tomorrow with a full show. I just wanted to jump on here to give my thoughts about the YSL trial, about Woody testifying, about the Olympics finally closing, and how was some shady behavior over there in Paris, like towards our people mainly. I mean, did anybody else recognize that? I found that suspicious and weird and calculated. Love you all. Until next time, Knotty Crew, I'm out. One.